I have created a meta Wonderkid in FM24, and I'm going to simulate their career to see how they do. So the basis for this meta Wonderkid experiment comes from the original viral Reddit post, where they created a team of players that looked exactly like this. And now a team of players that looks exactly like this has a current ability of about 79, which is like Vanarama National League level. And in their simulations, they found that a team of players, 11 players on the pitch who looked just like this, ended up finishing really high up in the Premier League, much better than expected. Zealand then got his hands on this idea and did a similar simulation, and he found similar results. On this channel, then, we took this one step further, and as opposed to creating a team, because I felt that was kind of unrealistic, a team of players that looked like this just wouldn't normally happen in Football Manager. We created a bunch of players that looked like this, froze their attributes and simulated their careers, and then we compared them to a kind of anti-meta player who had 20s and all of the other attributes, but 10s or low attribute scores in the meta attributes. And we found that this type of player kind of did exactly as we expected them to do, and the anti-meta player, quote unquote, did much better. But all of those experiments got me thinking, what if we created a meta Wonderkid? So here we have a 15-year-old Englishman in the Manchester City under-21s who is that meta player. They have 20s for all of the meta attributes, which is most physical attributes, as well as dribbling, anticipation, and concentration. They also have 13s in determination, work rate, stamina, and natural fitness. And rather than freezing this player's attributes, what I'm curious to see is, how are they going to develop, and can a meta Wonderkid, quote unquote, end up developing into a really well-rounded player to potentially become one of the best players in the world? So to give our meta Wonderkid the best possible chance of succeeding, I have given him 200 potential ability, which is the highest in game, and I've given him perfect hidden attributes. So he should have the personality and the potential ability to become one of the best players in the world. But I did want to provide a foil to our meta Wonderkid. So our meta Wonderkid has a current ability of 79. And what I've done at the same position, I've created the most well-rounded player possible. They have the exact same number 9 for all of their attributes, and this leads them to the exact same current ability as our meta Wonderkid. So this player, who has 9s for all of their attributes, the game rates them as being of the exact same ability as our meta Wonderkid, as both players have a 79 for their current ability. However, their effectiveness in the match engine at this stage might be very different. So what I've done is I've created 5 meta Wonderkids and put them at various clubs across the English Premier Division, and we are going to contrast them with 5 what I'm calling regular Wonderkids, which is those players with 9s for all of their attributes, who are also interspersed throughout the English Premier Division. And we are going to compare and contrast all of their careers to see whether a meta Wonderkid can do better than a regular Wonderkid. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have no clue what is going to happen with this experiment. I don't even have a hypothesis for what's going to happen here. Are all 200 current ability players made the same? Are the meta Wonderkids going to be so far down in technical and mental attributes that they can't reach their 200 current ability? I just have no clue what could happen here. And the interesting thing about this is that between the ages of 15 to say 20, this is where we should see our most explosive development for Wonderkids. But a lot of that explosive development tends to come from physical attributes. And physical attributes seem to develop more quickly compared to mental or technical attributes, which makes sense. This is what we would see in real life. But across a number of experiments from EBFM and Zealand, it seems that physical attributes have more explosive development and develop quicker than mental or technical attributes. But the thing is, for our meta Wonderkid here, the physical attributes are effectively matched out. We can't max out these physical attributes anymore. They can't develop anymore. So that means to fill out the 79 current ability and make it a 200 current ability, they need to significantly improve in the technical and mental attributes. However, the technical and mental attributes seem to develop more slowly. They take more time to develop over the span of their career. So what I'm wondering here is it going to take longer for our meta Wonderkids to develop than, say, our regular Wonderkids? Because these technical and mental attributes develop more slowly, we may not see them reach their peak or reach their potential ability until much later in their careers. On the other hand, for our regular Wonderkids here, they also have 79 current ability, they also have 200 potential ability, but we could see great development in those physical attributes early on, so they could easily supersede our meta Wonderkids early on, and potentially that might give them an advantage in the early part of their career. So again, we have 10 players here, 5 meta Wonderkids and 5 quote-unquote regular Wonderkids, and we're going to see what happens. I have no clue what's going to happen. I've never done this type of experiment before, but I'm really excited to see how the meta Wonderkids develop compared to the regular Wonderkids. And then we'll compare career statistics. We have them all as forwards, as you guys can see here. So we'll compare goals, assists, and average ratings throughout the course of their career. But all of these players are currently 15 years old. So let's go to the end of their explosive development period. Let's go 5 years into the future to when they're about 20 years of age and see how each of the players have developed. All right, we are 5 years into the future. All of our players are 20 years old. Let's see how they're all developing. So the first thing we're going to do here is compare all of the hidden attributes. So I'm just going to search by, all of the current abilities look really good, but I'm just going to search by current ability here. Very interesting. All of the regular Wonderkids, the top 5 current abilities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all the regular Wonderkids, and the bottom ones are all the meta Wonderkids. This is clear as day. In the early development period, we are 100% certain here. I was not expecting it to be that clear cut, but the regular Wonderkids all have better current ability than all of the meta Wonderkids. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to look at the best meta Wonderkid and the worst meta Wonderkid here, and then we'll compare it with the best and worst regular Wonderkid. So let's start with the best meta Wonderkid. This is really interesting. Wow. So he is currently a 158 current ability player, but actually some of those physical attributes have gone down. So the question is, and he hasn't played that much. So he's gotten into the team in the last 3 seasons or so, 19 goals so far. But this is the best meta Wonderkid. And what we're seeing here is the technical and mental attributes are still really poor. At this point, we probably want to see those technicals and mentals having improved even more so than it has. Wow, this is really interesting. So this is what a meta 150 current ability player looks like. And so far in the match engine, he's been okay. And this is the worst meta Wonderkid. And the interesting thing is, probably because they weren't playing so much, some of those physical attributes have gone down. And yeah, those technical attributes are just poor. And he's only got 17 goals. This is very, very interesting stuff here. So let's compare that with the best and worst regular Wonderkid. And again, this is a good player, very well-rounded, good at a lot of things, but not spectacular at anything. And again, this is a 188 current ability player who's doing a lot better. 20 goals. In one season in the Prem, they've got more goals than the meta Wonderkids have had throughout their whole career. But most of them are only 3 seasons in, and this is very early on. We can't make any drastic conclusions now. But definitely what we're seeing here is that the regular Wonder Kids have had better development in this short period of time. And this is now the worst of the regular Wonder Kids, and I think he's the worst probably because the physical attributes aren't quite as good as we saw with the best one. This is a 163 current ability player. And actually, he's performed, but he's been in the Prem the whole time, but he's performed very similarly to the Meta Wonder Kids. I mean, just 3 more goals and about the same number of assists. I'm curious to see just kind of the goals and assists. Wow, this Meta Wonder Kid did really, 29 goals so far, 12 of them in the championship, but he did really well. Meta Wonder Kid 4, 26 goals though. I'll tell you what, the Meta Wonder Kids, despite having lower current ability, are racking up some serious goal scoring totals here. The regular Wonder Kid's only 16 goals. Regular Wonder Kid 4, 20 goals. Regular Wonder Kid 2 here, 37 goals. Wow. I'll tell you what. Okay, this is really interesting so far. What we have seen 5 years into the simulation is the regular Wonder Kids have significantly higher current ability stemming from better attribute distribution. Maybe the regular Wonder Kids have done a little bit better goal scoring wise. I mean, looking at like regular Wonder Kid 3 here, he's already got 46 goals, and regular Wonder Kid 2 has 37 goals, but the lower end of the regular Wonder Kid only has 20 goals. And the Meta Wonder Kids in general, like 19 goals there, but then this guy has 26 goals, and this guy so far this year has 26 goals as well. So I think what we're seeing here is, at this point, it is advantage to the regular Wonder Kids. They have better current ability and have scored a few more goals, but the Meta Wonder Kids, as far as how they performed, are not far behind. They've scored a similar amount of goals, maybe just a little bit less, but they are way behind in current ability at this early stage. Can the Meta Wonder Kids improve these technicals and mentals enough to catch up in current ability? Can they still get to 200 potential ability? We're going past the period of really explosive development, and we are moving into a period now where we shouldn't see such huge current ability jumps. But then again, players that, maybe in Football Manager, players like this end up being late bloomers, and we could see them perform really well later on in their careers. But that being said, looking at our players here, they're all 20 years old. Let's go into the prime of their careers. Let's go 8 years into the future to when all of our Wonder Kids are going to be 28. And let's see what they look like in their primes. All right, we are in the year 2036. All of our Wonder Kids are 28 years old. Let's essentially do the same thing we did previously and see how everyone's doing. And the answer is, all of our Wonder Kids have developed at this point. We have everyone's 200 current ability, minus our one regular Wonder Kid here who is 199 current ability. So everyone has reached their full potential. So now our question is, now we know that they can reach their full potential later on in their careers. Our question is, though, what does the difference in a 200 current ability meta versus regular player look like? So this is 200 current ability Meta Wonder Kid. And again, honestly, the mentals aren't fantastic, but they're at least average now. He's got average mental and technical attributes. But again, those physical attributes are phenomenal. And this seems to be the case for all of the Meta Wonder Kids. Again, technical and mental attributes are pretty good, but it's those physical attributes that are phenomenal. But definitely some of the Meta Wonder Kids have better technical and mental attributes than the other ones. But yeah, there's all 5. Then, of course, what do the regular Wonder Kids look like? And they're just good all-around players. I mean, that's what we're seeing here. Regular Wonder Kid 2, this guy's phenomenal. Regular Wonder Kid 3. Yeah, honestly, though, the 200 current ability regular Wonder Kid players don't look as good as maybe I thought they would. Like, this guy is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. He's a phenomenal player. But there aren't as many bright greens as maybe even I was expecting them to be. This guy's phenomenal. It'll be interesting to see how they stack up. All right, so let's go Meta Wonder Kids first. How do they look? Career stats here, not great, but this is potentially indicative of what happened here. The Meta Wonderkids might be late bloomers. That's where they might have got most of their development. As we can see here, he didn't play much early in his career, but at the end of the career here, I mean, these are brilliant match ratings. Maybe it just took longer for the Meta Wonderkids to develop. He's got 115 goals, 29 assists, phenomenal average rating. Is that indicative for everyone? No, this Meta Wonderkid, who started off though at Southampton, has been amazing his entire career. So maybe starting off at a worse team, I mean, 230 goals, 7.3 average rating. He's amazing. This guy's been at Brighton. Another player who maybe it took longer to develop, but he's been good for a very long time. 151 goals, 7.6 average rating. Meta Wonderkid 4, he's been at Spurs. I mean, he's been great for his whole career too. 224 goals. And the last Meta Wonderkid, finally, who's at Fulham. Again, maybe it took him a longer time to get through. But I mean, what a player. Amazing goal totals. 218 goals, 7.2 average rating. All right, how does that compare with our more regular Wonderkids? 158 goals, 7.3 average rating. He looks very similar to Meta Wonderkid 1. All right, regular Wonderkid 2 here. I mean, phenomenal player. Absolutely. 205 goals, 7.3 average rating. Regular Wonderkid 3 here. 213 goals, 7.3 average rating. I feel like the regular Wonderkids maybe started scoring more earlier, but I feel like the Meta Wonderkids are doing better later in their careers. Regular Wonderkid 4, this guy's got insane goal totals too. Only 192 goals. I feel like just looking at that, it seems like more. Maybe the Meta Wonderkids have a few more goals though. Oh, this guy went to Germany. He's got only 176 goals, 7.3 average rating. I'm going to do a quick tally here because I'm curious, but I think the Meta Wonderkids might actually have more goals than the regular Wonderkids. All right, so after a quick tally here, the Meta Wonderkids have scored 940 goals, and the regular Wonderkids have scored 944 goals. They are effectively dead even. There is nothing separating the regular Wonderkids from the Meta Wonderkids at this point in their careers. I was not expecting it to be so close. What we're seeing here, I think, is that the regular Wonderkids got a head start, but the Meta Wonderkids have caught up and are doing absolutely phenomenal later on in their careers. This is awesome to see. Well, we're at 28 now, and what I'm wondering now is, will the Meta Wonderkids with these insane physical attributes actually do better now later on in their career, since physical attributes tend to be the first to go as players decline? So we're going to move forward towards the end of all of these players' careers and see how they do all in all. Welcome back. We are in 2042. All of our players are 34 years old. This is actually the last time that we see all of these players. So we've come back at this point to compare all of them. So sorting by current ability here, we've seen kind of a flip of what we previously saw. The Meta Wonderkids are definitely better in older age than the regular Wonderkids are. And this seems to be down to physical attributes. Like, the Meta Wonderkids have kind of maintained their technical and mental attributes. That doesn't seem to go down as quickly as players get older. But because of their insane physical attributes, they are still really good. On the flip side, of course, the regular Wonderkids are still good, but that decline in physical attributes is definitely taking its toll on their current ability, despite maintaining mental and technical attributes. That being said, we still have one regular Wonderkid who still has 195 current ability. We can see this is because those physical attributes are still pretty good. He's still got 15 pace, 15 jumping reach, good agility and balance. We can see why he's still considered really good by the game. It clearly took the Meta Wonder Kids longer to develop, but once they've developed, they've been able to maintain that current ability and seem to have been a little bit better later in their careers compared to the regular Wonder Kids who seem to peak earlier, and now we're seeing them slide a little bit due to declining physical attributes. All right, so after some quick math here, the Meta Wonder Kids, over the course of all of their careers, scored 1,604 goals, while the regular Wonder Kids scored 1,514 goals. The Meta Wonder Kids in the late stages of their career ended up surpassing the regular Wonder Kids. They scored almost 100 more goals, which at this point, I think that's pretty significant. So overall, some really interesting results here. I think what we've seen is that when the Meta Wonder Kid has an opportunity to develop, they end up being a lot better than just the meta player, obviously. They've developed into phenomenal players. But in the early stages of their career, the regular Wonder Kids definitely got to their current ability much more quickly and were much more effective early in their career. The Meta Wonder Kids definitely were not nearly as good. But as they move forward through their careers and reach their peak, that's the point where the Meta Wonder Kids were actually better. And definitely later on in their career, they ended up, as a whole, doing better than the regular Wonder Kids. As far as major takeaways here, there probably isn't much that we can take away to kind of explain what's happening in Football Manager. But I think it's interesting that we've seen that the Meta Wonder Kids take longer to develop, but once they're developed, they might be even better than the regular Wonder Kids, and they stay better later on in their career. There are other questions that we probably have here and maybe some assumptions that we can make for the future. The Meta Wonder Kid, for example, as we've mentioned, they are a player who takes longer to develop. So we did give everyone a model citizen personality and really high potential ability. So if you came across a Meta Wonder Kid player like we had in the beginning, it might be more important that they have that good personality and that we see sky high potential. Otherwise, they may not actually be able to develop in a great player because it's so important for those technical and mental attributes to develop, which takes a lot longer. It's just that when they do develop, they end up being absolutely amazing. On the other hand, the regular Wonder Kids develop much quicker, especially as we saw those physical attributes developed. These players all too did have a model citizen personality and that sky high potential, but since they have a more natural development curve, they might not need such a good personality to still develop into a great player. But anyways, that's what I've got for this experiment. This one was really fun. It was really exciting to see the development of the Meta Wonder Kid. It's nice to see that the Meta Wonder Kids as individuals do a lot better than just the meta players. And it was very interesting to see the different development curves and how they ended up performing throughout their career. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this experiment. I hope you all are doing well, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.